World's longest limo, American Dream, is 100 foot long and includes helicopter landing pad and jacuzzi. A street in Paris after weeks of garbage collector strikes. 29-year-old scientist enrolled in high school and pretended to be a teenager because she was lonely and wanted to return to a place of safety. Found in a river in the Peak District, UK. No idea how old or what it came from. A 2,000-year-old Roman silver dagger that was discovered by an archaeology intern in 2019 in Germany before and after 9 months of careful restoration work. This is reportedly the last ever official photo of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. This Blue Tech Park project in Las Vegas planned to direct 33 floors casino with rooftop fountain. This floor map inside Houston Airport has South America connected to North America wrong way around. On June 10, 2018, NASA officially had to say goodbye to the little rover that could. The Mars Opportunity rover was meant to last just 90 days and instead marched on for 14 years. It finally lost contact with Earth after it was hit by a fierce dust storm. Rail commuters wearing white protective masks, one with the additional message "wear a mask or go to jail" during the 1918 influenza pandemic in California. Weak mask. Artists Tetching Hsi and Linda Montano spent a year tied up together. The performance was an agreement between the two that followed a strict set of rules. Started on July 4th, 1983 to July 4th, 1984. Crashed F-35C that fell off USS Carl Vinson flight deck into South China Sea. A cargo ship's final moments. In 1939 in Kansas, wheat mills owners realized that women were using their sacks to make clothes for their children. The mills started using flowered fabric for their sacks, so the kids would have pretty clothes, and the label would wash out, a gesture of pure kindness. Same place 120 years apart. Goalkeeper Sam Bartram, alone on the pitch, not realizing that the game had been abandoned 15 minutes earlier due to heavy fog, the 25th of December 1937. How Mercator projection deceives you. Electric chair and warden Ricky Bell, October 2019. The most recent electrocution that took place in this chair was of Nicholas Todd Sutton in February 2020. Defiant prisoner staring Himmler down, believed to be a Soviet POW. Check out the legs on the Dong Tao breed of chicken. The burger mobile from the film Good Burger was found neglected for sale and was purchased and restored by a burger restaurant in St. Louis. A peanut vendor wearing a suit made of peanuts, 1890. 16 stories below Midtown Manhattan, New York City. An invisible sculpture titled Lo Sono created by Italian artist Salvatore Guerra was acquired by a private collector who paid $18,300 for it during auction. Salvatore also had to give the buyer a certificate of authenticity. In 1972, Stefano Mariartini was snorkeling off the coast of Monasteres near Rios when he noticed a human hand sticking out of the sand. Thinking it was a corpse, he called the police. It was actually two statues of warriors from Rios, ancient Greek bronze statues from the 5th century BC. China's 50-lane traffic, G4 expressway. Ring has launched its new indoor security camera that flies around your house. 1957. Laika the Russian cosmonaut. Laika was the first dog sent into orbit on November 3, 1957. Rare split-colored lobster. This occurs in about 1 in every 50 million. In 1908, Winston Churchill opposed giving women the right to vote. Irish suffragist Mary Maloney followed him around as he campaigned for Parliament and clanged a large bell whenever he tried to speak. An 8-mile-long canvas discovered in the Amazon rainforest, 2020. It contains Ice Age drawings of long-extinct animals. Burt Ward, Robin from the 60s Batman TV show, claimed that his pens were so big that ABC prescribed him pen shrinking pills. Math teachers protest against calculator use, 1966. Turn off until upper grades. Elementary school teachers picket against use of calculators in grade school. The teachers feel if students calculators too early, they won't learn math concepts. Math teachers protest against calculator use. These library beds. I now need a library bed. Quartz crystal with manadite phantom inside, an urchin quartz. Pakistani ex-Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif was caught fudging documents because the font used didn't exist at the time the documents were allegedly created. This is Calibri, a font that was introduced in 2007. The document is dated 2006. Every 5 years, Amsterdam welcomes scores of tall ships and other historical ships from all over the world for the greatest nautical spectacle in the world called Sail Amsterdam. Japanese rice field art. Facial reconstruction on a 4,000-year-old skull shows what this Swedish woman looked like. A 1996 Super Mario 64 manga suggests that 1-up mushrooms grow from the bodies of dead Marius, perpetuating the cycle of life and death. This cloud formation looks like an apocalyptic meteor about to strike Earth. MRI magnets are strong enough to pull a hospital bed. Time-lapse photo of a beehive. In the 1980s, an urban legend spread in Brazil about popular Fofeo dolls having knives concealed in them. It turns out it was somewhat true. The dolls had a large sharp plastic spike attaching the head of the doll to the body. Arnold Schwarzenegger with Wilt, Chamberlain and Andre the Giant. Nuclear reactor being forged. Machine gun horse serving in the German army during the First World War. The Karma heavy forklift with a 54-ton lifting capacity. A Nigerian politician has been found guilty of organ trafficking in Britain in the first case of its kind. Ikekwe Remadu and his wife Beatrice were both found guilty in the Old Bailey, picture, PA. Customized Volkswagen bus. Found a 120-plus-year-old whiskey jug in a sunken ship this weekend. The entire contents of a fire and rescue vehicle. Thagomizer is now the official name. Now, this end is called the Thagomizer. After the late Thagsimons, the Thagomizer is the name for the spiked tail of a stegosaurid dinosaur. It didn't have an official name until the cartoonist Gary Larson did a comic about it, named it, and the scientific community just accepted it and started using it too. Dalai Lama proclaiming a Mongolian boy born in US as the reincarnation of the third most important spiritual leader in Tibetan Buddhism. A Czech journalist Daniel Stach converted his head from 3D image into a 2D image by using the Mercator projection. The same method that is used for projecting maps. A village have only one street. Suwałkow village in Poland. A village inhabited by 6,000 people who live on one street. This is the Mercury, a streamliner passenger train which operated in the Midwest between 1936 and 1959. Designed by legendary industrial designer Henry Dreyfuss. A colorized photo of Charlie Chaplin as a young man without makeup, 1916. Daredevils Ivan Unger and Gladys Roy playing tennis on the wings of a biplane at a height of 3,000 feet in the air, in 1925. Behind the scenes of the cover of the album Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd Yard. 1919. Seattle, Washington. Stacks of lumber drying at the Seattle Cedar Lumber Manufacturing Company's mill in Ballard. At the mill, logs were cut into lumber which was then dried for at least 9 months before being sold. Back in the 90s, dogs could not watch TV, but now they can, because frame rates on TVs have gotten high enough. Dogs need a frame rate of about 70 images per second. Humans only need 15 to 20 to perceive a moving image clearly. Old TVs had a frame rate of about 50 images per second. Betty Fox performing a dangerous stunt jumping ropes on a small platform 20 stories above streets of downtown Chicago, 1955. Miners using an aerial tram to descend into the Kimberley diamond mine in South Africa, circa 1885. Female stingrays can store a male sperm for years and use it to become pregnant whenever they want. Alpine Ready. A German inventor by the name of Kurt Kretzner converted a half-track bus made for an interesting off-roader. A Chinese artist called Ai Weiwei recreated a famous piece from French painter Claude Monet's Water Lily series, but with a uniquely modern twist. It's made from 650,000 Lego bricks and is 15 meters long. Mersey women are famous for their wooden lip plates, a symbol of beauty and identity. A girl's lower lip is cut when she reaches 15 or 16 and held open by a Sultan plug until it heals. It's up to the girls how far they want the lip to be stretched. Robert, not Robbie, the robot, a mechanical toy which was first demonstrated at the American National Exhibition in Moscow. He walks, he talks and moves his hands all via remote control. 1959. 1980 Mercedes-Benz 300D with custom Persian rug interior by Mikael Kennedy. White blue bonnets I spotted yesterday near Austin, Texas. There was a small hole in the side of a trailer I was loading today, resulting in an image of the street outside being projected upside down on the opposite wall. Voters in India are marked with indelible ink after they cast their votes in elections. I was marked 3 days back. The gap in the line shows how much my nail has grown since then. My son received a business card from a classmate. Have your mom call or text my mom to set up a play date with me. Knife broke where it says flexible. The Olympic jacket I got at a thrift store had the original owner's ID badge, as well as tickets for the opening ceremony, plane tickets and stickers inside one of the pockets. I saved $2.11 on 2.11 pounds of salmon that was packaged at $2.11. My wife just gave birth to our firstborn, and me and my son both have the same weird genetic abnormality where we have an extra large space between our first and second toes. This tanker truck driving down the highway only carries inedible blood. The building from The Office with the RV from Breaking Bad in front of it. Pay as you fill and walk straight out carts have come to my city. These strawberries we received at work were cheaper because they were ugly. Bag says not actual size but it actually is. This Crazy Dave's lemon pepper shaker has been in my cabinet since 1998. There are entire forests of coniferous, needle, trees that change color and shed in the fall. These ones are larches. Amazing to see them lit up by the sun. Can confirm. Clicked one and it tasted like alum. 0/10 would not recommend. Duracell. Child secure. Plus bitter coating. Bitter taste. My 8-year-old randomly puts things in the freezer to see what happens. I was pleasantly surprised to find this unexploded frozen can in the freezer this morning. This beautiful bird comes every day to my bedroom window at 7:30 in the morning and continues to knock until I wake up and go near it. This box of Raisin Bran now says Union Made. This seasoning sauce I found at the grocery store, Maggi seasoning, improves the taste of soups, sauces, salads and vegetable dishes. A few dashes are sufficient. Back in 2009 as a crafts project to decorate my room I printed and mailed off these cards to famous people to be autographed. Rediscovered this at my parents' house damaged but still intact. Helium gas is bad for your iPhone. Pic safely taken with my Android device. Notice. Helium venting in progress. May affect iPhone functionality. Keep iPhones away. My local Red Cross had a record cutting machine on display. During World War II the Red Cross would record messages from soldiers' families to send to them overseas. I learned Swedish/Norwegian border is just a line in the forest. The actual size of my cold meds are not even close to being actual size. The actual size of my cold meds are not even close to being actual size. John Podge, little boy looking at the moon, the smallest public monument in Stockholm at 15 centimeters, 5.9 inches. I've lived in many countries and enjoy snapping photos of stores with interesting names. This bookstore in South Africa is among my favorites. Cram books. Went to the beach just as the tide had gone out this morning. Found hundreds of these clams. I usually only see the empty shells. Blew my mind seeing them like this. Also thought it was cool that they're all in a line. I'm assuming they all swim in a current together. Incinerator toilet at the Airbnb I'm staying at that incinerates your peep underneath when you flush. Wife found the big shell. I found the small one. We were 50 yards away from each other. They're pieces of the same shell. My daughter's pillow was filled with dead spiders. Old little pillow, 13 years old pillow, had a hole, so we sewed a new one. I got the stuffing from the old one to reuse it and found an old spider nest. Nightmare material. She's 3, so I didn't tell her. Took out the nest, reused the old stuffing. This graffiti in a porta potty for the guy that regularly cleans it. My grandmother served us so much Kraft mac and cheese as kids. This spoon is stained from the cheese. A caution wet floor sign in the form of a banana peel. My 5 pieces pack of ham had not 5, not 6, but 7 slices. I'm a barista and was asked to make a heart in an almond milk latte today. I made an anatomically, mostly, correct heart by accident instead. This is what a single page in a burial register looks like before modern medicine was available for infants. 2 weeks of records for one section of one cemetery. Liverpool, 1884. 50-pound carbon dioxide gas cylinder I just picked up is over 100 years old and still in service. Inspected/passed 2021. My car hit 44,444 miles at 4:44. The surge package I got from Amazon just for 2 cables. This candy has a different name depending on the country. It's called Rockets in Canada and it's called Smarties in the US. In Canada, Smarties are candy coated chocolate pieces. I hate my job in concrete. My steak sorta looks like America. Somebody glued goggly eyes to a warning sign. Danger. Crocodiles might jump. This flawless banana. My son running away from a fire sunset. This sign taped to the wall says, to not tape anything to the wall. Please do not tape anything to the walls. My dog Ella's toy taco really looks like a bad Photoshop. The cover of this pamphlet that came with my pool testing kit is a picture of a pool guy reading the pamphlet that came with his kit. On the cover is a picture of himself reading the same pamphlet that he's holding in his hands. A rock in Disneyland that's supposed to be a bear, but many friends are convinced it's a frog.